Coach Van here, and today we'll be talking about a unique way to create goals. First and foremost, I hear far too many individuals setting goals like this. I want to deadlift 600 pounds. Meanwhile, they're a 350-pound deadlifter and years away from that goal. Now, there's a few different issues with this, but to describe those issues, I like to give an analogy. If you wanted to go to the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, you're going to stay there for a few days, have a nice little vacation. I live in Portland, Oregon. Get out maps, type in MGM Grand, and I'm looking for directions, and it gives me only this. Take a left on Las Vegas Boulevard. Would that be much help? You would look at maps and think, well, this is stupid. This is absolutely pointless. It didn't make note of any other directions. The dozens and dozens of directions before that, it doesn't even mention only the very last one. It'd be pointless to do. Very similar with that 600-pound deadlift goal, not to put it too bluntly, but we have to have more intermediate, more acute goals to get there. Now, I'm a big fan of short-term goals, 2 to 6 months, timelines aren't too specific, long-term goals, 8 to 12 months, and then grand goals, something that's going to take years to get to. But something none of that's very new, something that's not talked about nearly as much is setting training block goals. And ever since I started doing this, along with many of my clients, I've had a lot of success with doing this. And the first thing you got to do is look at your training program, look at the first week of it, because keep in mind, anytime you're doing a new training block, it's going to last 4 to 6 weeks, depending upon a number of different factors, and that's about how long it takes for our body to fully adapt to a training stimulus. So looking at that first week, we're going to separate each and every variation of the squat, the bench, the deadlift, and realistically you can do this with any exercise, even the quad extension, but we'll go ahead and focus on the big three first and foremost. So thinking about the squat, well, first thing we'll do is we'll separate all of our squat goals. So on my squat primary day, I'm doing 3 sets of 5 with a backloaded double. And this person, let's just say, has a 2-time-week squat frequency, and on their second squat day, they're doing 4 sets of 3 pin squats. So ideally, we're going for PRs. We're going for big numbers. This is somebody that's fairly new to powerlifting. They're going for PRs just about every training cycle. And looking at that 3 sets of 5, the most they've ever done, let's say, is 405. So we're going to set a goal of 420. So it's going to be a 15-pound PR. For 1 set of 2, the back off double, then we're going to set a goal of 470 because the most they've ever done is 465. That's 5-pound PR. It's backloaded, a little tougher, so we're only going to go for 5 pounds. 4 sets of 3, most they've ever done is 435. Let's go for 445. These are all PRs. These are all awesome numbers, and most importantly, they fit this guideline here, which is that our goals are specific, they are measurable, they are attainable, they are realistic, and we're setting a timeline. And getting into that timeline, this is going to be the 5th week of training. 5th week of our training block. So now we're going to go ahead and work backwards from those numbers that we're looking to hit. So the 4th week, 3rd week, 2nd week, and 1st week. Dear, am I good at making charts. But starting with the 4th week, we're going to work backwards from the 5th. Looking at the 4th week, let's go ahead and make a goal of 410. 3rd week, let's go ahead and make a goal of 400. 2nd week, let's go 390. And 1st week, let's go 375. Something like that. We're going about 10 pounds per week, but we made a plan. These are SMART, measurable, attainable, realistic, and we're setting a timeline to get to this goal by the end of our 5-week training cycle, training block, and we have a plan to do it. We're going to do that for the backloaded double, for the 4 sets of 3. We're going to do that for every single bench, every single deadlift, and every single other lifts like overhead press. All the compound lifts are really important to you, or all of them, period. We're going to do this for, and this will make sure that we're actually getting to our goals. This is something that we are writing down, and we are this SMART goal setting. And another thing you can do for coaches out there is you can also do this with cumulative load or volume. Same exact thing, set a number you want to get to, work backwards to it. This is just an easier way to visualize it, but it's going to be the same exact process. This is a very powerful way to set goals, especially in training blocks, which you never really hear talked about. And like I mentioned before, ever since I started doing this and my clients started doing this, there's been a lot of success. You're kind of deputizing your clients to set goals in a very smart manner. I think that's about it for this topic. It's Brandon Morgan signing out.